Hey everyone, Couch Investor back with another video for you today. So this is the second video of the day. The first one, I covered the Square's earnings report. If you're a long-term shareholder and interested in hearing my opinion, plus a short earnings summary, video will be in the top right corner. I also go on a little rant on Jack the Bitcoin maximalist. But in this video, let's focus on Pinterest, because at the time of making this video, Pinterest is actually up close to 4%. I'm filming this at 2-3 a.m. right now. So maybe when you're watching this, the prices have gone up or maybe gone down. Because if you just look at the numbers for this quarter, you might have guessed that the stock would plunge again because monthly active users haven't grown much, I think 1% globally. In the US, it has actually dropped 10%. But unlike the last quarter, management this time was much more convincing in the shareholders letter and during the call especially. And the analysts for once asked some pretty good questions. They didn't focus that much on the monthly active users. They focused more on the potential of Pinterest turning into this best-in-class shopping experience. And that's what I'm going to talk about more in this video. Obviously, we're going to touch on the earnings numbers as well, but more on the potential of what Pinterest is trying to build. So first up, they're launching Pinterest TV next week. So another great feature for creators, and in the future for those creators to be able to sell stuff to their viewers, to their fans. Now, they've been testing out this Pinterest Live thing as well. If you're familiar with Taobao Live, it's a bit of the same. Now, not just only that, I think a lot of people forget how big actually Pinterest is. They have close to 500 million users, monthly active users, that is. That's the third biggest social media platform out there. So it's not just a small little platform that, okay, just women use. No, it's one that has close to 500 million monthly active users. Obviously, if you're not a long-term believer in the Pinterest stories, in Pinterest being able to grow and obviously grow their ARPU as well, grow their monthly active users, expanding other markets, and become a more social commerce platform with more shopping experience on it. In Q4, they're actually going to beta test the native checkout with Shopify and some other partners as well. So that's great. Also, if we're going to talk about the digitization of stuff, obviously we need to talk about AR, VR, maybe even the metaverse. So yes, Pinterest is the perfect company to become that digital mall. Now, it's very, very curious, but when Facebook, the Meta company, has announced their transformation, they tweeted out this: "So excited to literally walk through around and explore our Pinterest boards in the metaverse." I found this very, very interesting because, well, we never heard of Facebook and Pinterest or Instagram and Pinterest talk about a potential partnership in a virtual reality or something like that. So maybe that's something to keep in mind. Then last thing before we jump into the earnings report is this statement in the shareholders letter. So the numbers of pinners engaging with shopping surfaces is up more than 20% sequentially and up 60% from a year ago. And overall product searches, and this is very important, were up over 100% from the last year. Searches on the shop tab by Gen Z pinners have increased 200%. This to me is probably also one of the big reasons why analysts were maybe a bit more optimistic and asked maybe better questions, and also why the stock was up after hours. I don't know what's going to happen when the market opens, but I think there is a switch in sentiment going to happen with Pinterest. Now, before we jump into the earnings report, I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. The Motley Fool is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You all know how much I love researching new stocks and trying to find the next best investment. So I'm proud to partner with The Motley Fool to bring you 10 free stock picks from their popular product, Stock Advisor. Now, Stock Advisor has beat the market by more than 4x. So all you have to do is go to fool.com/couchinvestor to get your free 10 stock picks now. All right, so revenue, they beat on that. 43% globally year over year, 96% internationally, 33% in the US. Now, monthly active users is obviously the thing that made the stock tank in Q2, but in this quarter, a bit less of attention is being paid to this metric. Now, globally, only 1% up. Internationally, it's up 4%, but in the US, it's down 10%. I think we might see a little bottom here because, well, guidance was a bit better than the last quarters, and during the call, they really seemed a bit more optimistic on that front. Now, in no way am I disregarding the aspect that yes, losing users for your platform is not a bad thing. I do not want this trend to continue for a long time because obviously a platform without users is useless. Now, the other, maybe even more important metric here is the ARPU, the average revenue per user, which is still extremely low compared to other companies out there. So globally, that grew 37%. It's now at $1.41. In the US, it's obviously higher than internationally. That's at $5.55, and that grew 44% year over year. Internationally, that grew more, 81%, but that's just 38 cents. And one of the main reasons that's so low is that they're not really monetizing as of now a lot of international markets, which in the future will obviously need to change. Now, during the call, they also mentioned that starting in 2022, they're entering 3 new markets in Latin America and in Japan as well. So that will bring more engagement to the platform. There's just a lot going on with Pinterest. If you're just looking at the numbers and not really following the company and every move it does, then you might be misinformed. But if you really follow the company and every move that they made, you know that in the last couple of months, they've been adding features left and right. They've been contacting creators, trying and beta testing new things to make this platform much, much better. I actually made a short video a couple of weeks ago before the earnings season starts with Peloton and Pinterest. If you want to watch that, it's going to be in top right corner. Yes, Peloton, bad quarter. But again, I really think that right now Pinterest is just starting to go into their hyper growth story. Yes, we had huge growth thanks to the pandemic, but right now we're really on the cusp of seeing Pinterest becoming a much bigger and much better company. A company that might have and will probably have native checkout options. It's going to attract more and more advertisers, going to attract more and more advertising dollars because, as we mentioned in lots of other videos with Pinterest, starting from 1.5 years ago below $20, that was the share price. People that go on Pinterest go on the platform to get inspired, and most of them have their wallet already up. If I remember correctly, there's a stat out there that if you post something on Pinterest, the life cycle of that post lasts for around 4 months. If you compare that to a post on Instagram or maybe on TikTok, those last just a couple of minutes, maybe even a couple of hours, but that's about it. That's really the power of Pinterest. That's a platform built for creators, is going to be extremely useful as well for advertisers in the future, and especially once that shopping capability gets implemented. So overall, I'm extremely happy and much happier than last quarter, because last quarter, even during the call, management wasn't that convincing. In this quarter was much better, and the future is very bright for Pinterest. I do plan on following this company for a long time. I have no intentions of selling any single share I own. Maybe I might even buy in the near future because yes, I do think that sentiment around Pinterest might start to change. I would love to know what you think about this quarter, so let me know down in the comments below. And if you like this video, leave it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, maybe hit that subscribe button. As always guys, take care, stay safe, and see you all in the next video. Bye bye.